the finished article. And yes, I did put the jam on first for this one. Enjoy. Hi there, Fat Cap Chef here, and today I'm going to make you that quintessentially British scone that you can then have with jam and cream, preferably cottage cream. It's a really quick and easy thing to do. So what have we got? We've got 350 grams of self-raising flour, which I'm just going to finish sieving into my bowl. There we go. And then need a quick pinch of salt. So my salt. It's about, I put about half a teaspoon in because I tend to use unsalted butter. Doesn't matter if you use salted butter, that's fine. I've got about just under 100 grams of butter here. I've got it up to around room temperature. It wasn't at that, so I stuck it in the microwave for 10 seconds. I've chopped it up into smaller cubes, which makes it easier. Okay, so that's going to go in here to the dry ingredients. It's in little pieces, just makes it easier to rub in if you cut it up before you actually do it. Okay, and if it's too hard, it'll just take a long time to warm through. Now, I've also got some baking powder. I've got 175 mils of milk that I'm going to warm up in the microwave for about 45 seconds. I've got a beaten egg. I've got a beat-saver fork if you haven't got one. That's for glazing at the end. I've got a little bit of vanilla. I'm using vanilla powder, but any form of vanilla is fine, just to give it a little bit more flavour. And then I've got some caster sugar, and I've got some more flour here because we're going to work the scones on a surface. Now, I've also got my tray with some baking paper on it. And I'm going to pop this in the oven now because we actually want to put the scones onto a warm tray when we want to cook them. So I pop that in my oven. The oven is set at, where are we at? Gas max 7, so around 200 Fahrenheit. So first step for me is I've done that and that. I'm now going to put a teaspoon of baking powder. I put heat running because I like them to rise well. And then I'm going to get my fingers in, nice clean hands, and I'm going to rub these. And I'm going to rub this until we've got a kind of lovely fine powdery look to it. So all the actual butter is rubbed in. So rather than stand here and do this, I'm going to pause there. I'll come back when I've done that. Okay, so that took about 5 minutes. Of course, if you've got a machine, you can stick it in there and then whiz it up together. I don't. So, and what you've got is just like these crumbs now. It's lovely, fine crumbs, which is perfect. Now, I've popped my milk into the microwave. Let me just get it. You just want it to be a little bit warm. You don't want it to be too hot. And then I'm going to put a sprinkle of my vanilla in there. It's about half a teaspoon of vanilla. A quick whiz up with my stirrer. There we go. Put that in there. So now I'm going to create a well in the middle of this. Oh, first I'm going to pop in my caster sugar. Nearly good. I'm going to use three good, generous spoons of caster sugar. There we go. Stir that in. I'm going to use my fingers. There we go. Now, make a well in the middle, and that. I've got my knife, just a normal kind of knife that you use from the cutlery drawer, and I'm going to use that to mix. So in goes this. There we go. I'm going to fold in on top and stir it. And I use sort of stir and slicing motions. It's kind of quite a wet consistency. There we go. The key to this is not to overwork it. If you overwork it, it doesn't rise properly, and you'll end up with quite kind of tight, I guess you'd call it, dough. And that doesn't create the best scones that you want. So when we take this out of the bowl, what we're going to do is going to use this to, hang on a second. Take that off for a second. I'm going to put some flour on my surface, quite a bit of it. A generous sprinkle of flour, it's quite a wet liquid. Okay, I'll put my hands in there as well, get them properly floured up. And then I'll use the knife just to turn this out. There we go. And there's my dough. Right, now, so I sort of roll it up. Let's give it a squeeze. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Okay, so move that out. Then I want my dough flattened out into a round. So that's about 3/4 centimetres. Trying to get it as even as I can. Okay, and I've got my cutter. I've got a 6 centimetre cutter here. I've got a fluted one, but you get normal ones. I'm just going to drop that straight through. Pop that one there. And next one, do them right next to each other. And then you don't waste it. 3, 4, one from the middle, 5. Can I squeeze one in from this edge? Probably can. Just. Then I'll take up my remaining dough here. Let's give it a gentle squeeze. Don't want to overdo it. Let's move these out of the way. Put that in there. And I find if you do this as a kind of next lot as a kind of an oblong, get it there, and now I know that I've got enough to squeeze 2 more out. 1. It just needs a little bit more compacting. There we go. 2. Okay, but a little bit of dough left over there, but that's okay. There we go. Right, so now I need to get my tray out. It's been in the oven, so it's pretty hot. There we go. And drop my scones into there. There we go. Let's move that along a little bit. Then I've got my beaten egg. Give that a bit of a brush on top. There we go. These are only going to take about 10 minutes to cook in the oven, so it's pretty quick to do. Give it a good old dredge of the egg. Okay, and then we'll take them out, and it's always best to leave them to cool for a couple of minutes. There we go. Right, so they're going into my oven at 200 gas mark 7, and then we'll be back. Okay, so these actually had to be in the oven for 14 minutes in the end. That's the favourites of different ovens. What you want is to make sure that when they come out, they have this lovely golden brown top. That tells you. And if you tap it underneath, you should be able to hear this. nice and hollow. So I'm going to take those off, put them onto a cooling rack, and you can, best used today, I have to say, even better with coffee cream and strawberry jam. I like to put the cream on first and the jam on second. Lots of people here do it the other way around. That's a great national debate. So if you want to see more of this, just subscribe to the channel, and that will just give you a reminder. It doesn't cost you anything when I publish my next videos. So we'll be back soon. Thanks.